Greg Gutfield put the Democrats on full blast.
Fact: Obama's now a Republican.
But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody.
During a segment on his show, Gutfield played one clip that exposed how far Democrats have shifted on government waste. And Tyrus had an interesting theory about why Obama said those words.
When his publisher told him to speak, and when he got to talk for himself. This is another example of a brother having to talk about something that they told him to say.
And today, we're covering it all. So, if you believe truth isn't partisan, hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into it.
Fact: Obama's now a Republican.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody. Waste we should be getting rid of even if we didn't have a deficit. Apparently the government used to overnight containers filled with nothing. Don't ask why that is. Sure, some of these cuts aren't that big, but no amount of waste is acceptable. Not when it's your money. Do you know the federal government pays for a website devoted to a folk music ensemble made up of forest rangers? They're called the Fiddlin' Foresters. I'll put their music on my iPod, but I'm not paying for their website.
Okay, first things first, it is true, Obama launched a government reform initiative during his first term, which was named Campaign to Cut Waste. The White House website described it as an effort which will hunt down and eliminate misspent tax dollars in every agency and department across the federal government. It went on to add that the vice president will be holding regular meetings with cabinet members to make sure that we're doing all we can to eliminate government waste, save taxpayer dollars, and make government work better. Some of its main proposals included reducing administrative overhead, disposing of unneeded federal real estate, reducing improper payments by $50 billion, pursuing those who cheat Medicare, and many more. When you look at it, those goals line up almost exactly with what Doge and Elon later targeted. Yet somehow, just a little over a decade later, modern-day Democrats acted like the country was collapsing the moment anyone tried to implement the same ideas.
Kennedy, just watching that now, so that was 2011. Him and Trump are saying exactly the same thing, but he's not saying it as well. It's like he wasn't having fun with it.
No, but it's like even the name of it. He was like, and we're going to call it the cost-cutting commission because Joe Biden is going to be in charge, and everyone knows you don't mess with Joe.
Right.
Biden was put in charge of it.
Yeah. He was.
Putting the fox in charge of the hen house.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just came up with that.
That was good. Yeah, very, very good.
I don't know where this stuff comes from, but
Well, we know it ain't research.
Obama doubled our debt. He doubled our national debt. He spent so much money and laid out this blueprint, and that was his legacy. And that is what Joe Biden was supposed to keep intact.
Don't mess with Joe.
Yeah,
don't mess. But I will remind you, this was the same man who looked every American in the eye and said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your insurance, you can keep your insurance. It was a complete and utter lie. So I don't necessarily trust that he really wanted to enact the things that he said he wanted to enact. And as Kennedy pointed out, that all the spending went up and through the roof.
Exactly. It's tough to pin down the exact savings from Obama's campaign, though a 2011 White House blog post claimed it resulted in $17.6 billion in savings by cutting payment errors. That same year, USDA announced several innovative pilot programs that could lead to at least $100 million in an annual savings if successfully scaled up. But when you look at the federal spending during the very period that this supposed waste cutting was happening, the numbers tell a very different story. Federal spending jumped from about $2.3 trillion in 2011 to $3.3 trillion by 2017. That's the Obama presidency for you. All talk with zero meaningful action. Tyrus went on to explain why he'd come out with such a video in the first place, and he didn't miss the chance to take a few shots at Biden along the way. But before we play his take, a quick reminder, we just launched our merch store. It's amazing, you're gonna love it, and every purchase helps us continue bringing you the stories that the media tries to bury. So make sure you check it out. Now back to the video.
The previous segment, We talked about when he talked, when his publisher told him to speak, and when he got to talk for himself. This is another example of a brother having to talk about something that they told him to say.
Yeah.
Because the website, I think, was $29 a month for the fiddling crew. I don't think the American people are glad to see that one go. But when Kennedy acknowledged earlier that Joe was going to be taking this over. So they put the two most easiest things to cut off that there was no victory. And I think he understood that, because let's remember, when he got out, when his term was up, he did not endorse Joe Biden, because Joe Biden was crooked and was fleecing the country then on his name. And because he was the first black president, you get that, oh, I can't have any problems. And Joe was like, don't worry, I'll get all the problems for you, all the smoke. So when he was doing that, you can tell it's disingenuous, because he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. So now we've seen from that date, from that time, how big the spending and ridiculousness has gotten, with Joe Biden's fingers always being around it, with the exception of 4 years.
I guess that it wasn't widely known at the time, but Tyrus is right. More recent reports, even books written by administrative insiders, make it clear that Biden and Obama weren't nearly as close as they acted on camera. As Time magazine described it, the whole bromance image was more performance than reality. But to really understand how deep the problem of government waste is, we have to look at someone who actually saw it up close. And that brings us to Elon Musk, who had a front row seat to what was happening inside the system. So let's hear how he described it.
As bad as Twitter was, the federal government is much worse. The federal government is not break even. It's literally losing $2 trillion a year, and it does not pass its audits. It fails its own audits. So, there's a case where, I think Senator Collins was telling me about how she gave the Navy $12 billion for more submarines, got no extra submarines, and then held a hearing to say where'd the $12 billion go, and they were like, we don't know. That was it. Basically, the stuff is so crazy. Only the federal government could get away with this level of waste. It's mostly waste. It's mostly not fraud. It's mostly waste. It's mostly just ridiculous things happening.
Because they've been able to do it this way for so long. They've become accustomed to it.
Yeah. It's like Milton Friedman said, money is most poorly spent when you're spending someone else's money on people you don't know. How much are you going to care?
Right.
And that's the federal government.
And that's what it all comes down to. And the blame doesn't fall on just one group. Members of Congress have become less willing to do the basics of their jobs, like proper appropriations and real oversight of federal spending. Then you have the lobbyists and huge industries pouring money into politics to make sure that the candidates who get elected are the ones most likely to protect their interests. Add an entrenched bureaucracy that seems more focused on keeping itself alive than delivering real results for the public, and the picture becomes clearer. It's the combination of all these factors that pushed us into the mess that we're dealing with today. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, keep thinking.